everyone. I'm Anna Watson with NNN Sports, and I'm joined with Northwestern's newest recruit, four-star wing Jayden Hodge. Jayden, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me today.
Of course, we're so happy to have you here on Sports Night. I want to give Northwestern fans a bit of a comprehensive view of your basketball journey and everything. I know your dad is a coach himself, played professionally himself, and played in college. Your brother also a college basketball player. But how did basketball first grab your heart when you were young?
Yeah, so basically, I've been playing basketball for about 15 to 16 years now. Ever since I was young, the ball just found me, and I've been playing with my brother, with my coach, with my dad also, and just being able to play with my brother was just such a blessing and meant a lot to me.
At what point did you realize that you had what it took to take basketball to the next level and make it the real deal for you?
Yeah, just seeing what my dad had accomplished and what he did in his time playing and seeing how good my brother was, I was just like, this is this is for me, and I realized like this is what I want to be in the future. I want to make it. I want to go to the NBA, which is my goal, and I'm gonna work hard for this. And I think it was around the age of like 8 to 10 where I really realized like this is what I want to do, and I'm gonna just go all in and work hard each and every day.
What kind of hard work did it take you to get to a place where you wanted to come to the United States to play high school basketball?
I mean, it took a lot of sacrifices. I haven't really been able to live with my parents since I was, I think, 11. I went to a boarding school in Belgium, which definitely was a hard decision for me, leaving my family and just going all in with basketball, which, till this day, um, I'm long distance with my parents, and it just takes a lot of sacrifices. But they understood, and they always had my back. So, it really all comes down to sacrifices and just being in the gym each and every single day.
How do you think those sacrifices have helped your career?
A lot. Just seeing how supportive my family always is, and just seeing that it just means a lot, and it just shows me that I'm not just doing this for nothing. I'm doing this to, prove myself right and um, get to where I want to be. And there has to be sacrifices, so that's what I did, and that's what I had to take.
Why was moving to the US for high school the right decision for your career? What sort of things did you get out of that?
I feel like the opportunities was definitely a big role, and it kind of came down to where I was gonna be, because my dad obviously had a lot of connections. So once my godfather had got the job at St. Rose, it kind of came up, and he asked me if I wanted to play there, and I kind of went on a visit back when I was 14 for like 2 weeks just to see how it was, and that was just definitely something I wanted to do and see. And because obviously Belgium has high level basketball, but it's obviously another level here. So um, that's what I wanted to do. And then when my brother decided to come with me, I was like, okay, yeah, this is a no brainer. New Jersey is a nice place. I was right by the shore, by the beach. So that made the decision also a lot easier. And yeah, I'm so happy I made that decision.
What did it mean to you to get to play with your brother again? I think you got 2 years in. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it was just such a blessing, just to see him being a leader and how good he is, and congrats to him for being at the spot where he is now at Villanova. I believe he's going to have a big role this year, especially of what happened last year to him and wasn't eligible to play. So he's definitely playing with a chip on his shoulder, and I'm just so excited to see him play. And yeah, them times at St. Rose was definitely one of the best times I had in my career, just being able to share the court with my brother, learn from him, and get better. Yeah.
How do you think being in that place where you can play with your brother made you a better basketball player? And what are some of the things that you learned from him?
Definitely just to be a leader. He's that guy that, will be vocal and is not scared to, call somebody out or call yeah, if you're not doing the work you're supposed to do, or you're just kind of half going half, like he will just call you out. And I mean, he works hard, and I always looked up to him, so being able to share the court with him and seeing what he did, and then when he left, it kind of gave me like it kind of went to the situation where I got his role that he was at first. So just to see what he did and be a leader for his team, for the team we had, then me taking that role the year after, definitely had a big impact.
You mentioned that you guys had to go and live with your godparents. I want to ask you about your godparents. Obviously, your father very accomplished in the basketball sphere, but your godparents are equally as athletic and awesome. Your godfather Brian Lynch, big time basketball coach, played and coached overseas, also a star in college, and then your godmother Kim Clijsters, the Grand Slam champion. What are some of the things that you were able to take away from those great athletic figures in your life?
Man, yeah. First of all, I just want to say thank you to them because without them, it definitely would have not been possible for me where I am today. And just living with them. Obviously, Brian Lynch is a great coach, great player. He used to play at Villanova, where he had a great career, and then he played overseas in Belgium, and then he ended up coaching in Belgium, and coach at a very high level in Europe. So just to learn from him and play for him was just amazing. He taught me how to be a good player. He taught me how to be a leader. So, and then living with him, he was as good as a coach as he is a person, So, thank him very much for that. And then obviously also Kim Clijsters, who was the number one tennis player at the time, But living with her, like I couldn't realize that. Like sometimes I would just forget, of how nice of a person she is and how like normal like she is around other people. Sometimes I would just forget like she was really like the number one tennis player in the world, and just living there was definitely a blessing because I was able to do a lot of things that other kids and other people were not doing. Like we'll have ice baths in the house, sauna, a lot of treatment. They make great food, very healthy food because they were top athletes themselves, So being able to see what they did back in their day and learning from them as they gave me tips of how I can take care of my body, how I can improve and get better was, yeah, it was definitely a blessing.
And while all this is going on for you, you've been able to take the last 4 summers and spend them in Belgium representing your country. What does that opportunity mean to you?
Yeah, I still remember the first time I put on that Belgium jersey and I just got goosebumps and listening to the national anthem. It just means everything to me, especially because Belgium is such a small country. We haven't really been known for basketball, but I feel like now these days has been changing. Belgian basketball has really become a lot better, especially in the youth and the first team. I really believe in a couple of years, like we're gonna have even more NBA players. We have two right now, so I really believe that we'll have more and more in the future. So yeah, just I hope I could just stay and keep playing for them. It's that means everything to me, and hopefully I'll play with my brother again one day in a Belgium jersey.
I want to turn towards some that exciting news for you this week, that Northwestern news. How did it feel to put that news out into the world?
It felt great. It definitely was a relief. It had been on my mind for a minute. It was definitely not an easy decision, as you know, with other schools recruiting me and my dad obviously being at Old Dominion. It was definitely a hard decision, but I'm just so happy now, and I always kind of wanted to make a decision before the season, so I would just be focused on the season and play with a clear mind. So I'm happy I was able to do that.
You mentioned it was a hard decision. What are some of the things that made Northwestern the final pick?
I feel like the connection that I had with the coach. Obviously, first of all, it's a very pretty and nice campus, very nice school. The academics are very high, and then it was just the facts that the connection I had with the coaching staff really meant a lot to me because nowadays you don't know if your spot is secured, and a lot of teams are going to transfer portal. So I really looked into that and looked into details, and I feel like if I continue to work and do my thing, I think I could come in as a freshman and do my thing and bring impact immediately. So that was definitely kind of the factors.
I heard that you went on a visit to Northwestern this past summer. What did you get up to? What were some of the things the Coach Collins and the staff were showing you around?
Yeah, so they basically just showed me a little bit of the campus, and how beautiful it was. I really didn't know that because that was my first time being around that area and being around Chicago. So, yeah, that was just very beautiful. It was so nice that the little beach out there was really cool. I didn't know, I didn't expect that. And the football facilities were just amazing. It was nice to see. And yeah, the visit went really well. They showed me their style of play and how they see me fitting in the team, and being able to, I was able to connect with some of the players on the team also. I knew one guy already. His name is Jayden Reed. I've known him since PSA from my AU team a couple years ago. He played with my brother, so he was kind of my host, and yeah, I had a great time being on that visit.
Did Jane reach out to you at all after you announced your decision?
Oh yeah, for sure. He reached out to me. I think almost everybody did on the team. I think they all reached out to me and said congratulations and can't wait for me to be there.
You mentioned that the staff showed you how they imagine you fit into the system. What sort of things do you think you can bring to Northwestern next year?
I think I could bring a little bit of everything. I'm a winning player. I do the small things on the court that helps the team win, even if it's just diving on the floor, getting rebounds, steals, whatever it takes to just um, win. So that's how I learned to play, even if my game's not going, if I'm not scoring, I'll just do whatever it takes to stay on the court and make winning plays.
For the Wildcat fans that are going to be looking out for you in your senior season, you're going to be in a different uniform. You're at Montverde this year. What sort of opportunities does being at a storied high school basketball program like this grant you?
Yeah, it's definitely a blessing. I'm very, very excited for this season. I can't wait. We have a great coaching staff. I believe they're making me better and preparing me for college. And then we have a great team. I really think and believe we are going to be really good this season, and we're going to try and win everything that's possible. It's my last high school season, so I'm gonna really give everything I have and you know do my best.
Well, Jane, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate getting to hear about your story, and we're super excited that you're going to come play at Northwestern next year.
Me too. I can't wait. Thank you for having me.